Got Talent exclusive.
Very great and talented. He also with the chalice of God, the Holy Grail himself. Biafran warrior, he goes up. Freedom fighter man, he goes up. He's our hero. He goes up in a resting at the paradise.
Like a soldier, and you died like a soldier. You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier, a favorite soldier, man of a soldier. My brother, you will live on. Because so you will live on. Because so,
Appointed unto man to die. Equals okay, this is the way you die.
The sudden death is unbearable. I feel the pain from my innermost heart. You just have to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but you live on. Biafra. ESN commander. You are in just you offended nobody, but they choose to be
Also, your death will be remembered.
As Biafrans mourn you, the whole world wants you too. It truly pains my heart that
Charles, welcome. Asaka, welcome. Good morning.
the shock can never go out from my heart like an continue fighting. Your sacrifices will never be forgotten. You will get regret soon.
And the console will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. And the work is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until the heads are complete. 2,000 of them.
Biafran's Got Talent exclusive.
As we continue to very great and calamity. Which is the chalice of God, the holy grail.
Lekan, good morning. Thank you. Welcome.
Freedom fighter man, he goes so he's our hero. He goes so in the rest of the paradise. You fought like a soldier, and you died like a soldier. You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier, a fervent soldier, man of a soldier. My brother, you will live on. Because you will live on.
Appointed unto man to die. It is the way you die.
Please like and share. Let's take it out.
I feel the pain from my innermost. It's just hard to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but you live on. Urhobo, Nantekwala Biafra, Njinji, Alajuroye, Iyai Lorota, ESN Commander, Umunde Rayanye, Kosamwala. You are the innocent, you offended nobody, but they choose to be because of your death we remember.
As Biafrans mourn you, the whole world wants you to.
It really pains my heart that you are no more.
You are a hero.
The shock can never go out from my heart that you are no more. Continue fighting.
You are a hero.
Your sacrifices will never be forgotten. We will get there. Reincarnate soon.
And the council will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. And work is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until it's complete. 2,000 of them. They are crying. They will not cry in the public, but I watch their cry in the mirror every day. They cry. For the past few days, they have been having meetings. How to approach Simon Ekpa. How to negotiate with Simon Ekpa. I am saying it openly this evening on this space. I am not open for negotiation, and no Biafra person serving under Biafra government is open for negotiation. If I hear that you are talking to anybody back home, you are out of the government. Our talk with them will start by pulling the military out of Biafra street. Our talk with them will start when we see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu walking freely out of the DSS dungeon. That is the term and condition of negotiation. Apart from that, we will give you ×3 of what we have given you before.
Yes, my Deputy PM, I want to ask this question as a Biafran, as a concerned citizen of Biafra. I also ask this question as a citizen who wants this government to succeed. And I'm also asking this question as a member of BWOC, Biafran Writers of Conscience. Before I forget, my Deputy PM, you made mention of having a call with one of the administrators, or do I say brother to a governor in that contraction called Nigeria. And I don't know how that will sound in the ears of Biafrans. Please, is that wise to call or make call or allow your phone number to be with the terrorist Nigerian state administrators?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this guy, he was my schoolmate. Actually, we were all in UniBen together, Pedro Abaseki. So he is my friend. But the thing is that he's championing this Edo course and all that. And then he called to tell me that Urhobo Isoko is not. It shouldn't be part of Biafra. But remember, Biafra has Urhobo Isoko state. So all I explained to him is that if he wants, I'm going to give him the administrator of Urhobo Isoko state, and they can have that chat among themselves. Yeah, but there's nothing to worry. I mean, we're schoolmates at UniBen, and we reach out to each other every now and then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If you oblige me, I have like 5 pressing questions that I believe Biafrans as well will like me to ask you.
No. She can't.
Okay, let me.
We are fighting a very different war with Nigeria terrorist state, and they are confessing. Have you ever, in the history of Nigeria, have you ever, even during the war, it was only during the war, actually, that the issue of Biafra was discussed at the National Assembly, and the entire security chief are crying. Are training the Biafra fighters, and they are engaging Nigeria in a very systematic war that they have never fought before. I didn't say it. You can hear it from the horse's mouth. Musa have cried several times, and let me tell you, if they think that in self-defense is a crime, they should go and read international law. Because the point is that nomadic system have taken over, and nobody is thinking correctly in Nigeria anymore. You come and kill people and expect them to defend themselves. We are defending ourselves. And like I said, if I have access to bomb today that will go to Aso Rock, I will first of all engage Aso Rock.
Good morning. Yes, so Lekan, I've heard a lot that is happening in the camp of the enemy. We have heard a lot is happening from that axis. So they have themselves to whatever is happening to them, they brought it upon themselves. But Ugo 247 or Ugo 419, he is going to regret his sabotage against our government.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans. This is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state police, and every arm carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the Middle Belt, where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of them are today, many of those children are today 19 years of age. What?
The enemy camp is shaking.
By strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people.
The enemies, their camp is in disarray. Their camp is very much in disarray, and we can't help them. We can't only but stay here and watch them. They will continue to cry.
Eze daalụ. Biko eze. Kedu abalị?
Aba m bụ Eze Levi Azulike na Biafra land.
Ebe a na-etu.
Ebe a na-etu m bụ mgbochi ọrịa.
Ka ọgwụgwụ ya mma. Biko eze, kedu ibe iji n'aka iwe?
Ibe ji n'aka ibe a nzu ibe a n'ala Igbo. Ọ nzu a ka anyị ji ekpe ekpere n'ala Igbo.
Mgbe ekpere anyị ya bụ ekpere ka anyị mara ihe ekpere.
Chukwu okike abịa. Elohim Yahweh. Nzu ka anyị ji n'aka maka na nzu uwe ọchọ. Onye aka mara nzu anaghị ama unyi. Aka makwara na unyi anaghị ama nzu. ọ na-achụ utuwo anyị ewere nzu kwacharịa wee kpee ekpere wee na-asị ekpere dị ka anyị na-achọgharịcha ikpe ekpere anyị na-ekpe bụ na Elohim Nigeria eme na anyị ibe anaghị eme mmadụ Nigeria kamgbe ha bidoro mebe anyị ibe gbube ụmụazị anyị na-egbu nwoke na-egbu nwaanyị na-agba nwaanyị akwụkwọ afọ ime wepụta ya nwa gbuo nne gbuo di gbuo nwaanyị repuo ụmụ anyị repuo nwunye anyị kpaa ụmụ anyị mana ogologo ezi bata n'ime ụlọ ya na ha akọ ibe ya na-emesi na nke kwa mbọsị bụ ọnwụ anọgide nke kachacha mkpa bụ pafụọ n'ụzọ onye ahụ n'ụzọ aka ya dị ọcha na ebe ọ na-akpọ ya ọnụm gọọmenti dọkpụrụ ụmụaka ya aka dị ọcha mee nke ma a na-afụ kpọrọba nche na thousands of people millions na-egbube ka na-egbu ọkụ n'aha besi mkpụrụ obube bụrụ na-eje eje elesi ndị obodo oyibo anyị were na-akpọtụ izu n'aka na-asụ Elohim Chukwu okike abịa ọ na-awụ onye Igbo ji ekpe ekpere ọ bịa ka ya ga-agbafu akpa ụkwụ anyị gbasịa m akpa ụkwụ wee zụta ọkpa na
Yeah, Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and your location. I want to welcome you to the questionnaire this morning, our platform where we say the truth at all times and nothing but the truth. I welcome you. If you are watching us from the land of the rising sun, you are welcome. If you are watching us from Africa, you are welcome. If you are watching us from Asia, Europe, America, as the case may be, I welcome each and every one of you. Today is yet another wonderful day. Today is Saturday, the 9th day of August 2025. As you all know, customarily, today is our fundraising. Today is the fundraising for the liberation of Biafran territory. Today is also the fundraising for the recognition of Biafra from United States of America, from Europe, from Asia, all over the world. America take the lead. Other countries follow. So we encourage Biafrans anywhere you are all around the world to tune in today and participate in the fundraising. You know, there is a lot of work going on in the homeland. The 40 states of Biafra land have witnessed or have been into Nigeria constant bombardment and incursions. The reason being that the Nigerian government are trying their best, doing everything humanly possible to see if they can still hold us to ransom, to try their best and see if they can stop the freedom of the Biafra nation. So that I put all their arsenals at work You see them invading communities. The latest being at Arondizog, where a lot of Biafrans paid the ultimate price. This is the atrocity, one of the atrocities of the Nigerian government against the Biafran people. And onye a jụrụ na ara ajụ onwe ya. Onye a jụrụ ada ajụ onwe ya. Why the political leaders, the politicians from Biafran territory, why they are working with the Nigerian government against our people, against our freedom? The Biafran Republic government in exile, gọọmenti nke bụ nke anyị, gọọmenti nke na-echebe anyị, gọọmenti nke na-ekwuru anyị, BRGIE, they are doing everything humanly possible if Nigeria did not succeed in our land. So ọ ga-abụ ihe mwute, ọ ga-abụ ihe ihere that Ojukwu fought for Biafra and he didn't succeed as a result of a lot of sabotage against him. Our leader, MSEN and CANT, was also sabotaged by people who came in the first stage thinking that they came to fight for Biafra. And they tried to stop Biafra. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, was also sabotaged. And the reason why all these people are in Biafra land trying to stop Biafra is because they have a lot of things that they benefit from the Nigerian state. And I can categorically tell you that most of these people are actually not Biafrans. Most of them were those who were born long time ago. Just like when you go to the north, there are Biafrans who were born in the north. And they grew up in the north up to this moment. So if they speak Hausa fluently, you can't say that these people are Biafrans, but yes, they are Biafrans. So if you come against them in the north, for instance, for those Biafrans who were born and bred in the north and they grow up in the north, if the northerners want to chase them away or trying to chase foreigners away, do you think that those Biafrans that were born in the north, they will also accept? No. They are going to sabotage every effort that the northerners, every effort that they want to implement in the northern state in order to chase them away from the north. Because to them, that is where they know they were born, and that is where they know they belong to. In the sense that they came from the south, but they never knew all their life they have already lived in the north. So the same thing applies to the southeast, where there are some Fulanis that their parents came to the north, either to the south, either to do business or one thing or the other, or carry cows in those olden days, and they gave birth to them. Even most of them ended up having Biafran women, impregnating most of them and giving birth to some Biafrans who they gave their names as Biafran names. So at this time, they are not definitely going to, like a situation whereby you just wake up and tell them, though, you have to go back to the north. We want to be free. And Fulanis, knowing who they are, they actually don't cohabit with people who are peaceful. That is one of the characteristics that have singled Fulani out as a race that is terrorist in nature, that is violent in nature, because they don't coexist with people who are peaceful. They don't like peaceful coexistence. They are not the proponents of live and let live. No, they need to dominate, they need to be in charge, and they want every other person to be under them. So, in order for them to achieve these aims and objectives, they come with terrorism, they come with intimidation, they come with harassment, and that has been their mode of operation for time immemorial, even to the extent including their children. Whenever you see them walk around, they are walking around with weapons, dangerous weapons, in order to intimidate other people. Not because they have the strength to fight physically, no, but because the state has given them that opportunity or that leverage to carry dangerous weapons as against the other indigenous people. As a matter of fact, if you are an indigenous person and you are seen going about with dangerous weapon, maybe in your possession or in your bag, they will now arrest you and you have to answer to that. But once it is the Fulanese, oh, they will tell you they are pastoralists. Oh, they use it to protect themselves against wild animals and all the rest of it, thereby giving them a leverage, giving them, a license to carry dangerous weapon. And when they carry it against the masses, you see that the government as well will defend them. So while most of them are born in the southeast, they grew up in the southeast as well. And then they name their children names similar to ours, or even in some cases the same names. Okay, or they invent names and give to them, and invent a surname and give to them, and you think that they are your brothers, they are your sisters. But when the time like this come, for you to separate the wheat from the chaff or the chaff from the wheat, they now decide to, to fight against that, because they eventually know that they do not belong to the southeast. So anything you do in order to evict them from the southeast, they are not going to accept that lightly. Okay? And more importantly, most of them came in and started living in the bushes. Not only that they are living in the bushes, they use the air to commit some heinous crimes. They do the kidnappings, they harass Biafrans, they kill people, you know, and they do all manner of things, and which is against our culture, which is against our people. And while they are living in some of the surrounding bushes in our land, people can no longer go to their farm. People can no longer do business without molestation, without harassment, without intimidation, without falling prey to all these terrorists who, by omission or commission, find themselves in Biafran territory. So they have been the agent that is being used against our people and against our freedom. So while you have them in Biafran territory, they are fighting against our freedom. And the Nigerian government know them. In fact, they know themselves, because in the first place, they were the people who asked them to go to Sasson and so areas and live around there. They go to the south, they don't build houses, they don't rent houses. They prefer to live in the bushes because they have an agenda. Between 2018 2019, a lot of such issues came up. During the COVID-19, you saw where Nigerian government had a total lockdown of all the states. But then the Fulanis were allowed to ferry their terrorists from the north to the south, to the southeast. And through the Dangote trailer, they were being distributed all over the Biafran territory. And that was as against a time like this, so that when the owners of the land rise up to say we demand to be free, we don't want to be part of this terrorist Nigeria anymore, then you see them rising up to fight against the owners or the indigenous people of the land. So that is why we have had series and series and series of sabotage. Series and series of sabotage. Okay? Because these people don't want to live. They don't want to cohabit with people peacefully. They want to remain in our land, commit atrocity, be sheltered by the presidency. But we, the Biafran people, we are peaceful people. Not only that, at this time around, they now want to take over our land. They don't want to, to drag the land with us. Some of them are now saying that, oh, their great grandfathers, lived in our land. In other words, they want now to, when the time comes for negotiation, for the world to now say, oh, these people have lived here for a very long time. So therefore, where do you want them to go? So this is the reason why what is happening in Biafran territory is happening today. The Nigerian government, who are being controlled by the Fulani oligarchies, they have a program, they have a template of conquest. They have a template of Islamization of the whole Nigerian state. And the only area that is giving them sleepless nights, the only region that they know they cannot conquer so easily, if at all they are going to succeed, it is the southeast. And for them to fight against the southeast, they have to bring out all their arsenals. They have to bring out their best. They have to bring their whole terrorists who they can trust on, who they can believe on to do the job for them. That is why they have invaded communities, intimidate people, kill people, displace communities, harass them, kidnap them, lock them up indiscriminately in order to, to put fear in the minds of the people or of the population. That is the same reason you see them occupying our various roads. You see roadblocks, you see checkpoints here and there. You ask them, what is the reason for these checkpoints? When you go to the north, you don't have any checkpoint. You don't have military checkpoint. You don't have police checkpoint. You don't have Air Force checkpoint. You don't have custom checkpoint. You don't have DSS checkpoint. It is only in Biafran territory that you have all these checkpoints. And all these checkpoints, they carry guns. They intimidate people. So when you ask, what is the essence of all these checkpoints? You find out that it is an avenue of instigating fear in the hearts of the people of Biafra. It is an avenue they use to extort our people, to harass our people, to intimidate our people into accepting or belonging to that contraption called Nigeria by force. When you ask them questions, if you are not kidnapped, you are harassed. If you are not harassed, you are, they arrest you and lock you up. And once they arrest you, the Nigerian government, since it is their program that the people are executing, since it is what they want to do, that they sent all these people to do in our land, the Nigerian government will always support them as against you. So that is why a lot of people are so afraid to speak up or to speak about the atrocities of the Nigerian government in the general public. They prefer to speak while hiding. And that is why the Biafran people say, how long can we continue to live in fear? How long shall our land be occupied? How long shall we continue to be terrorized by the people who are not indigenous to our land? And therefore, people who don't have the same mindset with us, people who don't have the same culture with us, people who don't eat the same food with us. So how are we going to coexist or cohabit with them peacefully? You find out that it is practically impossible to live with this kind of people who are eradicating innovation and embracing Sunai. We are people who are embracing civilization. We embrace innovation, but these people are against innovation. They are embracing the analog ages. So we can't coexist with all these people. And besides, these are the people who don't believe in the policy of live and let live. Okay? They only believe that they should be at the top, at the helm of affairs at all times. They decide how people live and how people do not live. So therefore, you find that there is nothing absolutely common with them, with us. So, and that is why we are asking the international community to come and put a stop to all this, all these atrocities that is happening in that part of the world. Now that we have a government that is actually standing and fighting for the liberation of our land. So this morning, dear friends, I want to welcome you officially to this very morning broadcast. As you see what I have in the topic. 2 days ago, we had a chat, or we had a space chat with the Biafran Defense Council Chief, Mazi Success. And in answering some questions that he was put to him, he made a lot of revelations and very, very important revelations that Biafrans need to understand. And one of the revelations that he made, one of the statements that he made, was a very wonderful one, because, you know, the Igbo-speaking Biafrans, we have the highest percentage of population in Biafra land. And the reason why most other ethnic, other non-Igbo speaking Biafrans, the reason why they were skeptical about joining Biafra or being part of what we are doing, they are saying, oh, the Fulanese and the Yorubas, they are fungi, sold them a narrative. The narrative is that, oh, Igbo will dominate them because we are higher in population. So most of them bought this crap. That is why when you talk about Biafra, they have that same mindset that, oh, Igbo will dominate them because we have a higher, population than them. Okay? So it becomes a problem to most of them. But they don't know that we are one people. That we are one people. They don't know that Igbo is an ordinary language. And each and every one of us is Igbo, according to the teaching of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For the singular reason that you don't hear me, I don't hear you, do not mean that you are different from me. No. Because of migration have made our languages to differ a little bit. That does not mean that we are not the same people. Okay, so when this narrative was sold to them that, oh, you are not Igbo, you are Ishekiri, you are Ijo, you are Isoko, Urhobo, and all the rest of them, most of them bought the crap. And when you tell them about Biafran coming, that nobody is going to be marginalized, that everybody will be treated equal, everybody will have the same opportunity of doing things the same way you want to do it, even when you are in your own family. Most of them don't agree. Most of them don't believe. So, but we have a government now that have been able to come out and start to explain, to educate our people on the need to embrace Biafra. Because Biafra is going to have the best government in this world. People said we just say it, we don't mean it. In practical terms, there is something that the Biafran Defense Council chairman said, Mazi Success, and I want each and every one of us to listen to the question that he was asked and to listen to his submissions. And you will get to a point where he told everybody who cares to listen that being Igbo, as that have the highest population, does not necessarily mean that the president of Igbo, the president of Biafra, will come from Igbo speaking. It doesn't matter whether you have the highest population, because they have already designed a way where everybody will have equal rights, everybody in every region will have equal vote. So if you want me to be your president, those in Isoko, Urhobo, Isha, Ishekiri, Igbo will have to vote towards that angle. They have to decide who becomes their president. It is not about how the number of population, oh, we are 500, so therefore every time it will be overrun by 500, or where you go and vote. Those who have the highest vote said, now who say they will. No. In this scenario, they have a very, very important and special approach to the election of the president of Biafra. And I want you to pay a very important attention to other things that he said, because I am going to bring it one after the other to explain to us. But then I want you to listen.
And each time he goes, we have a multidimensional approach. The defense approach, the lobbying approach, so many. He is bringing in things that are not there before, and the system is already there now. So we are also bringing in things to make it softer. So on this note, I will say, do not fight a working system. If you are one of those who has fought this honorable government at the fastest, I can proudly say the fastest growing and effective government in exile of the 21st century. After us, it is that of Syria. Syria. There is no other one that matches our achievement. How many years? Only 2 years of operation. Only 2 years. We're already in Washington. Exile government has been there for 30 years and they never crossed the gate of Washington. Only 2 years, the whole world is taking notice of us. You need to be proud of yourself and they do more. Do more, because we need to go home. Don't relent, don't say Mr. A is saying this, Mr. B is saying this. No. It is time we come out and with one voice, because I keep repeating, this is what they wanted us to do. In 2016, America wanted to wade into the affair of Amazonia, and there was a multiple registration of exiled government of Amazonia in Department of Justice in America, and that alone give them that red line. America has to withdraw. This is what these people wanted to do. But thank God, Brigi is the only registered entity that fights for Biafra under the auspices of our Prime Minister and his acting, the man acting on his behalf, and all his government. There is no other. So please, do not fight a working system. Do not try to change it when it is working and producing a very fantastic result. Do not try to change it. And we do not hate anyone anyway. We love all of us. But you know, politics of freedom is all about a national interest, not a personal interest. You must erase that personal ego. You must take insults. If you cannot take insult for your nation, it means you are not worthy to serve that nation. And this is exactly what Ogechukwu, this is what Sonny Aparawa, this is what so many others have done. They took insults. Their personality were degraded, and yet they keep forging ahead because of this. It has qualified them to lead, and there is no man that can stop them, except if they derail, if they miss the track. But if they continue on this process that is working, my brother, we have not started. The sky is our starting point. And before we even get to the sky, as our starting point, we have already finished the job. So please be humble. Learn from what these two gentlemen did. They took the bullet, they took the insult, they called them criminals, they criminalized the activities, they were calling the FBI, CIA to investigate, they were calling local police and all those things. But yet, he will stand up and go to Washington and come back. Those who are accusing him, calling him criminals, cannot even cross the gate or to knock on the door of a senator or a PA to a congressman. And you will sit down and believe them and watch them that yes, Oge is a criminal. If Oge is a criminal, he goes to Washington. You that's not criminal, what stops you from going to that place? If you have a clean hand, why are you not going there? If you have a clean hand, why you don't even go to your own local government or CANT in your respective nations where you reside? You find out these guys are destroyers. They have come that the 2027 election will go. Under our watch, it will never. And before then, we'll see where we are. So, keep doing what you're doing. The number keep increasing. It is getting to 700. I appreciate fellow Biafrans. I am glad. Keep preaching, keep sharing, keep motivating people. We give you.
Sorry, I didn't take it to the right place. I wanted him to start somewhere so that we are going.
Constitutions or outline rule. 60 million. What's it?
Hear him. Do I come down and you bring me up again?
Yeah, I will bring you down. I'm not success. You can go ahead. Go ahead, man. Okay. Those of you who have been aware since December, January, February, March up until now, and you are just joining us, you're welcome back. And be of a good behavior. Be of a good behavior. Do not return as those who said they were told to fall back and they came to scatter everything because they could not succeed in their first attempt. So they decided to return the second time to finish the pot of soup. But we have locked it with very heavy padlock. They couldn't even get access to the pot of soup. I greet my Honorable Minister of Information, the Okokondem of Biafra, Aparawa. God is only God that will bless you and continue to keep you. You're doing a marvelous job. So, on this, we're discussing general welfare of our nation, and what you can add to make this more beautiful. Please bring it up. PM, we said, do not interrupt a working system. Any system that works, do not fight it. We do not have a complete compendium of constitutions or outline rule, but we keep adding and making the nation better. And this is the only reason the de facto government in Homeland collude with the Defense Department and partitions our nation into 5 regions for easy governance and easy defense system. And it was a propaganda that we're now running the regional government. If actually every region is going to be independent on their own, which is true federalism, that is not a bad thing. It's not everyone is going to come out and vote for it? Are we running through federalism? Are we running the feudal system? Are we running the monarch system? It is going to be voted for. And with this partitioning of these 5 regions, I can assure you that the easier way to administrate good governance to the people of Biafra has been already outlined. Because through these 5 independent regions, which we have functioned out, and you can see it is being mixed up. It is not only Igbo, or Ijo, Urhobo. No. Wherever your region, your state you fall in, that's where you belong. Then you guys would combine to do things in broader way, because if actually when time comes we adopt this in our system, that we're going to have these 5 independent regions, it means the regional aspects of our governance will have something to offer. There are projects that is of a region, there are projects that is of a state, there's a project that's of a county, there's a project that's going to be of the district. There is a state project, and there is also a federal project. You cannot wait for a federal government or the central government to give you electricity while your state, your region, and your county are there. You cannot wait for the federal to fund your primary or basic educational system while the federal is there. Or,
Are you getting the wisdom? Are you getting the wisdom of the men and women of the Biafran Defense Council? You cannot wait for the federal to give you electricity while your region is there. In fact, I want you to pay close attention with your brains intact in what the chairman of the Biafran Defense Council is saying. This is very, very educative. I want you to pay close attention to what he's saying.
Why, I mean, the federal to fund it, why the regional and the state are there? It is going to be like that to make governance available for the people. And
the reason for that decision is to make governance, to bring the government to the people, to the communities, to the families, to the councils, to the counties, to the districts. That is why they have partitioned it. They have made it in a way that you, as somebody in your own kindred, can assess the leaders of your government.
Idiots wake up to criticize that it is not in the charter, it is not in this. It is a working system. We are still making progress. It applies to every other thing that we're talking about here, like the GEMA and all those, how to make it better and easy functioning. I thank God they have failed, and they will continue to fail. So we have made a lot of progress, and we want us to also continue. They thought that our acting prime minister should drop our lobbies, our international lawyer, and let us. No, it is not like that. There are.
You heard what he's saying. When these people, the coup plotters, when they came out, one of their grievances or one of the things that they are fighting against the acting prime minister is for him to drop our lobbyist and drop our attorney and focus on the liberation. And you ask them, what is the reason? What will be the reason that our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku said we are fighting multidimensionally? Why we are fighting for the liberation in the homeland? We are fighting for recognition as well. In diaspora, we are evicting the terrorists from our land. We are creating awareness of what is happening in the media. Our attorneys and our lobbyists are focusing on various countries all over the world in order to bring them to the table of the Biafran people. That is the multidimensional approach that we have embarked upon. But these people who wanted to destroy our government said we have to do away with the lobbies, we have to do away with the attorney and focus on the liberation. These people are not on the head. Listen.
I mean, we are fighting, okay? my Oga will say, we have multidimensional approach to restore this nation. And each time he goes, we have a multidimensional approach. The defense approach, the lobbying approach, so many. He's bringing in things that are not there before, and the system is already there now. So we are also bringing in things to make it softer. So on this note, I will say, do not fight a working system. If you are one of those who has fought this honorable government, that the fastest, I can proudly say the fastest growing and effective government in exile.
You heard what he said. You don't fight a working system. If something is not broken, it's just like in your house, and the AC, everything is fine. If there is gas in your gas, you are using it to cook. Is it possible that you are going to change your gas? You go and buy another one, apart from keeping that one as a spare. Is it possible to change the gas that you are using to cook while the gas is not finished? It's not possible. So he is trying to tell you, the prime minister, you can't change a working system. It is there everywhere. If you are playing football and you are winning, do you change the winning team? No. So when Ngozi came, Ngozi wanted to change a working system. Imam Madabo and the coup plotters wanted to check a working system. Does it work? It is absolutely something that is not obtainable. In this modern society, you don't change something that is working. Very, very important.
Of the 21st century. After us, it is that of Syria. Syria. There is no other one that matches our achievement. How many years? Only 2 years of oppression. Only 2 years. We're already in Washington. Exile government has been there for 30 years and they never crossed the gate of Washington. Only 2.
Yes, there's something that he said. Do you know? I hope you people know that we have an exile government since 1967 to after the war. They have an exile. Biafra have an exiled government, but they are absolutely not working. They were there just like a part of the Nigerian government, just like you have People's Club of Nigeria. This Onise that was going to tell you, oh, during that time that we are looking for our liaison office with Emma Livingstone. These are the people. Onise was I think he was the head of the Biafra of the exile government, but they were there just like a political group. But our prime minister came and reactivated the Biafran government in exile and brought in people who know what it takes for the freedom of their people. I want you to listen. The exile government has been there for a very long time. They couldn't make any impact. They are in America. They could not make any impact to create that awareness for the freedom of their people until prime minister came on board. And immediately prime minister started making incursion into Washington, D.C., they come out and started fighting against him.
Yes, the whole world is taking notice of us. You need to be proud of yourself. And they do more. Do more because we need to go home. Don't relent. Don't say Mr. A is saying this, Mr. B is saying this. No. It is time we come out with one voice. Because I keep repeating, this is what they wanted us to do. In 2016, America wanted to wade into the affair of Amazonia. And there was a multiple registration of exiled government of Amazonia in Department of Justice in America. And that alone give them that red line. America has to withdraw.
I said this yesterday, and I want to repeat it again, just like he said it now. Amazonia have a similar situation that we have today before. He said in 2016, America were making move in order to look at the conditions and the plight of the Ambazonians who the Cameroonians are subjecting just like we are facing in Nigeria. But when America wanted to come in, he now saw that Ambazonia have so many groups saying that they are in charge, just like you, exactly what Ngozi did. Ngozi came out and that thing that happened in Ambazonia, so that American government now left Ambazonia, they could not recognize them, was what Ngozi wanted to do. She now went and set up a corporation and was calling herself the DPM. She is working with the prime minister. Whereas she know that we have a government that the prime minister instituted before he went in. The same thing that Imam Madabu now with Madam Van Van Vam and Co. Ngozi is there. Madam Van Van Vam is there with Imam Madabo, trying to create a chaos, trying to prevent America from acknowledging the good work of the Biafran Republic government in exile. But the truth of the matter is that they failed, because before they can even do that, the government is already in Washington, D.C. The government of Biafra is already speaking with senators, with representatives, with policymakers. So therefore, all their plans cannot actually materialize or cannot actually work, because we have already decoded. The government of Biafra knew what happened to Ambazonia before. So we learn, just like our prime minister said. He said he learned from what happened to Onyendu. So we have already learned from what happened to Ambazonia in relation to government in exile, in relation to having these mushroom groups who are coming up in order to try it and stand against this freedom or stand against our government. We have already prepared against this situation, and that is why no matter what they do, you can't beat the rich. We are already there. Very, very important.
This is what these people wanted to do.
You see it?
But thank God, Brigi is the only registered entity that fights for Biafra.
Only.
Under the auspices of our able Prime Minister and his acting, the man acting on his behalf, and all his government. There is no other. So please, do not fight the working system. Do not try to change it when it is working and producing a very fantastic result. Do not try to change it. And we do not hate anyone anyway. We love all of us. But you know, politics of freedom is all about a national interest, not a personal interest. You must erase that personal ego.
Okay, NK, is this Sister Nkiru?
If you cannot take a salt for your nation, it means
is that
you
Sister
are not
Nkiru,
worthy to serve
NK?
that nation. And this is exactly what Ogechukwu. This is what Sonny Aparawa. This is what so many others have done. They took insult. Their personality were degraded, and yet they keep forging ahead because of this. It has qualified them to lead, and there is no man that can stop them, except if they derail, if they miss the track. But if they continue on this process that is working, my brother, we have not started. The sky is our starting point. And before we even get to the sky as our starting point, we have already finished the job. So please be humble. Learn from what these two gentlemen did. They took the bullet, they took the insult, they called them criminals, they criminalized the activities, they were calling the FBI, CIA to investigate, they were calling local police and all those things. But yet, he will stand up and go to Washington and come back. Those who are accusing him, calling him criminals, cannot even cross the gate or to knock on the door of a senator or a PA to a congressman.
Exactly. Exactly. Every one of us have seen what these people are doing on social media. They came out and told you that Ogechukwu Nkere has 72 criminal charges, criminal cases. The same person that they accuse of having criminal cases is going to American Congress. The same people that don't have criminal cases cannot even access American police station. They cannot even access the Congress. So they will first of all accuse you of their own crime. They are the ones who have criminal record, though, but they are going to put it on you in order to discourage you from what you are doing. The reason why they are fighting against Ogechukwu is to make him get annoyed, to discourage him from moving forward, because they never wanted us to be free. Just like our leader, what they did to our leader and our prime minister, they want to do it to our acting prime minister Ogechukwu. So they are going to take every means to bring him down, to discourage him, to stop him from doing what he's doing. That is why you see them labeling him all manner of, criminality, saying he did this, he did that. At the end of it all, they are the ones who are the criminals, and they are the ones who are the failures.
And you will sit down and believe them and watch them that yes, Oge is a criminal. If Oge is a criminal, he goes to worship him. You that's not criminal, what stopped you from going to that place?
Exactly.
If you have a clean hand, why are you not going there? If you have a clean hand, why you don't even go to your own local government or CANT in your respective nations where you find out these guys are destroyers. They have come that the 2027 election will go. Under our watch, it will never. And before then, we'll see where we are. So, keep doing what you're doing. The number keep increasing. It is getting to 700. I appreciate fellow Biafrans. I am glad. Keep preaching, keep sharing, keep motivating people. We thank you all. We love you. And above all, we await the return of our enigmas, our colossus, those who Chukwu Kikarim has chosen to be at the top of the affair. And the promise of someone. Do not delay. Please be on the track. The trumpet will sound, and the righteous one will be raptured. Thank you. God bless you. Let me not take your time.
Okay.
It's not finished. Listen.
Wow, Minister Success. Hey, we have just heard the voice of our PM in you. Wow. And you see, immediately we saw your name, we got extra energy, extra motivation from the inside and to the outside. Honestly, each time you come to visit us here, we see our PM, we hear him, especially with this your profile picture and the smile on his face. We say, oh, our PM has joined this space. Thank you so much. In fact, you came at the right time. I'm going to jump the queue to, it's not compulsory if you like, but of course, you know, you will not go deep. We don't want to know how the operation is done. Yeah, for our topic today, we are looking at the achievement of brigging that makes the wall that gets the wall attracted to brigging. So in the case of defense now, because we have the de facto government and you all are there, yeah, we divided this conversation into two, the brigging side and then the de facto government side. And thank God you are here because you are the right person that will handle this. Nobody is asking you a question. We just want the international leaders or world leaders or listeners to hear how our de facto government, what exactly have they done that has made the world leaders to, get attracted to our modus operandi in the de facto government and also in the defense. Yeah, so that is what I want you to share with Biafrans and our listeners to know, if you don't mind, if you still have the time.
All right, thank you, my tutor. Yes, of course, the entire body of the government of Biafra is called the facto government. That is number one, as captured in the charter. It is called the Biafran de facto government. And it is split into two. We have the government in exile, and we have the government in homeland. And the government in exile was tasked with the assignment of pushing for signing international treaties and seeking for recognitions of Biafra
why they de facto have a government homeland is tasked with total liberation of Biafra land. And duties were shared. But the Prime Minister is the head of the government, who is in charge of the day-to-day running of the government, except being the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He head both the homeland and exile, but he is not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. There is a reason for that. The commander-in-chief of the armed forces is acting in the person of the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, which happened to be General Igwe Butuso. So, because you cannot go with that, you cannot go with the title of commander-in-chief and you're an exile. The person that needs to be the commander-in-chief to command the armed forces on ground, supposed to be on ground and part of the battle. So, you see, Simon Ekpa is not the commander-in-chief. I know many people have made the mistake to address him like that, but he is not going by that title, commander-in-chief, CEC. No. Secondly, he oversees the running of the government day to day for seeking recognitions and the rest of the thing. And what we have been able to achieve, the de facto government has been able to achieve, is that we have a territory. We let the world that we have a territory according to the Montevideo Convention that took place in 1933 of December 26th. So we have a territory by splitting the Biafra land into 40 states, including the central state, which is the capital territory of Biafra, Ebube. We have 40 states, and each of the states has 15 counties. Each of the counties has five districts, and the districts has their wards.
Yes.
With all their representatives. This is for smooth and easy running of the government. And when we find out that calling meetings of over 40 or 80 people at once, it may cause distractions. We decided to split it more. I mean, to merge states. We merge 80 states to make one region. 80 states to make one region. It means decision making can be about 10 to 12 persons that makes up the central government.
Did you hear what he said? We had 40 states in Biafra. And he said it will be cumbersome. It will be very difficult to invite the whole 40 states. They now split it 8 states. 8. In order to whittle down on the number of people who will be coming to meetings. They now make 8 states to 1. 8 to represent as a representative. They now group it into 8 to have a representation, in order to make sure that each of these 8 states gets the real result, the real decision that is being made by the general government of Biafra, by the Biafran Defense Council. So I want you to listen.
Which the head of the regions are addressed as chambers of deputy. The head of the regions have the title of chambers of deputy.
Chambers of deputy. These regions.
We have 5 regions. And if we have a nation now, if we have our sovereignty, each of these regions can vote.
Listen, this is actually where I took my title. This is actually where it is very, very interesting. More importantly, for those who were saying that, oh, they are going to be marginalized, that Igbo have the highest population in Biafra. So when Biafra comes, it is going to be always Igbo president, always Igbo president. Because if you go by the number of votes that is coming from every state, Igbo will always emerge the highest in the number. But the Biafran Defense Council, these men and women of integrity who are in the de facto government in the homeland, was able to come out with a very strong and solid plan in the election of the president of Biafra. Very, very important. They used their wisdom in order to come up with this process and this procedure to elect the president of Biafra. So, in other words, the president of Biafra may not be from Igbo speaking. I know that it's going to go around all the 40 states, all the ethnic, all the regions in Biafra. So I want you to pay attention to what he's saying here.
The opposition of the chambers of deputy, who will oversee anybody representing this 80 states in a particular region, automatically goes with the title of chambers of deputy.
So these 8 states is represented by one person. 8 states is represented by one person, and that one person is called a deputy, a chamber of deputy. Okay, so it is these people that sees to the election of the president. Listen,
they form the nucleus.
They form the
nucleus presidential office.
Of the presidential office.
The nucleus of the presidential office. From the chambers of deputy, they can elect the president. That is our formula.
From the chambers of the deputy, they can elect the president. In other words, the president of Biafra is not going to be voted on population, using the population of the regions or of the states. No. Using the population of the region, we make it, a responsibility. We make it now so easy for the Igbo speaking Biafrans to always win the president of Biafra. You understand? Our people need to understand this, because a lot of Biafrans who did not join this freedom is because of that narrative they sold to them that, oh, Igbo will dominate, Igbo will dominate. When we become a nation, Igbo will always be the president. The other people are not going to see the light of the day. This is the cocoa. This is it. This is the blueprint to make sure that Isoko Urhobo will produce our next president. Ishekiri will produce our next president. Ejo can produce our next president. Igbo can produce the next president. It depends on the chambers of deputy who they voted at that time to be the president. It is not about, oh, we have the highest population, so therefore we have. If it goes by that population, no other ethnic, no other Igbo, non-Igbo speaking can be able to get that president. No other Igbo non-Igbo speaking state or Biafran can be able to be the president of Biafra. If we go with the population issue, but this is where the wisdom of Solomon came in these men and women. Listen.
We elect the president within the chambers of deputies and their cabinet. Those that are entitled to vote. Not everybody, like a chamber of deputy can have about 2 or 3 PA. His PA or COS is not permitted to participate in the voting to produce the president of the nation. So those you voted in your respective state to represent you within that region automatically will now vote to produce the president of the country. So
you see, those you voted in your region to represent you, if you vote for if all of us now, we are 8 states, 8 states represent, one person represents a state with their deputies and all the rest of them. If we voted for instance, if we voted for Rage and Fury, for instance, to represent us, 8 other states voted for one person to represent them. It is these same people with their deputies, with their with the people that are deputizing them, will now go to the government and vote for the president. It is not going to be based on everybody come and vote at the end of the day. No, it is the people that you yourself voted for to represent you. In this case, I want you, the voting for is not the kind of voting that we have in Nigeria. No. You know, we are going to work according to our law and according to our constitution. Very, very important, because it is the constitution that will checkmate the excesses of those who will come tomorrow to be like Nigeria politicians. No, that constitution, those our representatives will be able to master the constitution and know that when they go against this constitution, this is their penalty, this is their punishment. So they are going to work for the people. So when we elect Rage and Fury, for instance, to go and represent us, Rage has already known what the constitution talk about sabotage. He has already known what the constitution have talked about, building cabals. He has already known what the constitution has talked about. Oh, if you have any criminal activity, this is the penalty you are going to face. The same thing applies to when you vote for me, for instance, for me to represent a region. Right now, I will be able to be conversant with the punishment that will accrue if I did not do according to the charter, according to the constitution of the land at that particular time, because that will be the time that the constitution will now be used against anybody that fights against the people or fight against developmental projects, because everything will be focused on what the constitution say before you can be able to act, and what our bylaws also stipulated. So I want you to listen very attentively.
It means the president of a Biafra cannot necessarily come from Igbo because Igbo is the largest tribe. No.
Did you hear it? The president of Biafra may not come from Igbo tribe. In this arrangement, the president of Biafra may not always come from the Igbo tribe, because of the population that because we are the highest in population, therefore we are only going to be presiding the president. No, but it is this council of deputies that we vote, and each state has their own representative who is going to represent them. Okay, so if 8 states, one person represent them, so all the Igbo speaking states plus one other state will bring one person. So one person have already represented the Igbo state. You can imagine that. So depending on their agreement, depending on their understanding, and the person that they looked at, that yes, this person is going to represent us in our what do you call it, in our capital city, which is what is our capital city? I forgot. Somebody should remind me of our capital city. Oh my goodness me, I have it off my head, but it's not coming up immediately. So in our capital city, depending on who is going to represent us in our capital city, Ebube, okay, Ebube, our capital city, depending on who is going to represent us in our capital city, those of you who have voted somebody to represent us, that person that was voted, the other 8 will now vote for one person to go and represent them as well. When we come together, we now vote for the president. We now vote for the president who is going to represent the whole people. So Igbo speaking states have already fallen into that 8 for one. So it's very, very interesting, and I really love it.
It can come from anywhere.
It can come from anywhere.
Without being biased.
Without being biased.
So that is number one futuristic aspect of the region we created. Then secondly, defense system. Instead of you to have multiple commanders coming to meeting to make decisions, there are people who make decisions for them. And they make decisions in their own various states and regions. But when they come to the national defense body, which they call the BDC, the Biafran Defense Council, then it is about the representatives that can do it. So there are a lot to be achieved, there are a lot to have achieved, and the liberation tax and every other thing is going under pipeline. The resource control and whatsoever is also under pipeline. So there are a lot of things that are under pipeline, which PM said before he was called for questioning. This is exactly where I have to stop. But in terms of achievement, both the exile government and the FATO government has achieved a lot, qualifying it to be the fastest growing exile government in the 21st century. Thank you very much.
And don't think that all these things he's outlined here, that our prime minister is not aware, that our leader is not aware. Don't think that they are not aware. These are people who Chukwu Okike Abiama have already put in place to make sure that that nation, that Biafra that we want to be the best, is the best. With what the chief of the Biafran Defense Council chief have just said, you can see the the vision that they have for you. You can see the vision that they have for me. You can see the vision that they have for your children, even yet unborn. A very bright future, a very wonderful vision, a very workable system whereby everybody will benefit from the government of the people.
Thank you so much, Minister. My co-host, what do you have to add? Thank you so much. We are all late with your submission. Toti, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Am I coming out?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just take a minute or two to thank our Mazi's success. Mazi's success, we thank you very much for all you did for us back home. And you are really, a very good signing the de facto government in Poland and the Biafra Republic government in Nigeria, because some of our people have been confusing these two governments. Although the real government is in Poland, which we all know they're in charge of the Biafran Defense Forces, while the Biafra Republic government in Nigeria is only pursuing the diplomatic ties with the national community. And we want to really thank you for standing strong and also standing on the part of the truth, and also putting the law, which is our charter, we're making sure that we are always focused on the Biafran liberation project. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank every department government in Holland, the governors, every one of them. We are seeing what they are doing in making sure that they always keep the house together. And we know, all this confusion is mostly from diaspora, but the department government in Holland has always been intact. So I don't have much to say than to say thanks to everyone who came back home there, because you guys are the people in front of the barrier of guns. Why some of us and diaspora are using our voice to push the gospel. So thank you very much for all that you will do. Success. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Success. Yeah, we are not going to ask you any question because today is not the day of question. We just wanted you to share the accomplishments on the surface. Yes, only the surface one that we need to know how the de facto government in homeland have really done marvelously well, to the extent that the world has been attracted to our own operations. How we manage our system, how we control information, and above all, how we save the lives of Biafrans from the terrorist government. Because that is what they're doing in the homeland. The genocide is still ongoing, but we are so proud that we have defense that are there to protect our people. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your work that you have done. Yeah, and everything that you've done behind the scene. Thank you so much. God bless you.
So God bless you. I'm going to keep you and all of you. Continue the good work. The end will always justify the means. God bless you.
So thank you so much. That was the voice of our chief of the Biafran Defense Council, Mazi Success. And in fact, I am so happy with what he just said. A lot of things that he said are really top notch, made a lot of sense. First of all, for those of you, I've sent the link and the phone line is open. If you want to make your contribution, which I know you will, but I want to outline, I will give you some things that he said that you can pick one of them to speak about. Very important. First of all, Biafran Republic government in exile in this 21st century is BRGIE, that is the fastest growing government in exile at this moment. And that is kudos to the acting prime minister, kudos to our prime minister, kudos to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and kudos to you Biafrans that are making it happen. Very important. Another thing he said, there is no way you can change a working system. You don't change a winning team. You can't change your gas when this gas is not finished yet. You will only change the gas when the gas is finished. So you can't change a working system. So what you see Ngozi did was to change a working system. What you see the coup plotters did was to try to change a working system, which is against the rule of nature. So I want you to also remember that. He said that every region of Biafra will be independent of its own. Every region of Biafra. In other words, you are going to make sure that you have the things that you need yourself. It is not you looking for the center to give you electricity, center to build road for you, center to build hospital for you. No. The regions of Biafra have what it takes to do what the center could have done if the powers was in the hands of the center. But right now, within your own region, within your own locality, within your own government, which you are a participant, you have the right, the opportunity to build hospitals, to build roads, to build electricity, to build industry for your people. The center would only contribute a little. The center will be there as, spearheading what you are doing in your locality. And if you don't do it well, the center will just pick you up and tell you this is what you are not doing right. So it is very, very important. Then he talked about there is no way you can drop a lobbyist that you're doing actually well. The lobbyists, the attorneys, they are very much focused and on point. And there is no way they can be dropped because of some uninformed Biafrans who don't really understand what multidimensional approach to freedom is all about. Then another point that he made, which is also very, very interesting, he made reference to Ambazonia in 2016, that the Ambazonians would have been recognized by America. Americans came to Ambazonia in order to be able to help them, assist them, because they have been fighting a long time ago. Okay, the persecution of the Cameroonians against the Ambazonians have, got to the ears and to the American people, American government. Okay, so in 2016, American government looked the way of Ambazonia to come to them to be able to see if they can work with the exile government at that particular time. But unfortunately, when they came, they found out that there are divisions here and there. This one is saying I'm in charge. This one is saying I'm in charge. This one is saying I'm in control. This one is saying I'm in control. That is exactly what Ngozi wanted to do. In fact, in 2024, that is what she did. Telling the people of the world that she is in control. Okay? That the Biafran Republic government in exile is disbanded. So trying to create that division so that when American look into Biafra, they will now see pockets on pockets of people who say they are fighting for Biafra. Why are they not united? The same thing that Emma and the group are now telling you, they broke out. Oh, they are suspending the APM. They are in charge. They are in charge. This is the chaos that the Ambazonia created for themselves, that made America not to wade into their own problem. And this is what the Ngozi group and Ima group wanted to replicate in Biafra. But unfortunately, we saw it coming and we nipped it on the bud. So another thing he want to let you know, that you must take insult for Biafran freedom. Yes, you must take anything for Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was insulted. Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko have been insulted. Our acting prime minister as well is also being insulted for Biafra. So if you are working for the people, you must have that, at the back of your mind, that people will definitely come and fight against you. It doesn't matter whether they are doing the right thing, especially when you are doing the right thing. That is when they are going to fight you harder. Very, very important. And he also encouraged Biafrans who are coming up to learn from what our acting prime minister and our minister of information have achieved so far, irrespective of the name calling, of the sabotage against them, they are still standing very strong. And he made us to understand that the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, is not the head or the chief commander of the Biafran Defense Forces. He is the head of the government, but he is not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. That the commander-in-chief of the armed forces must not be in exile, because the armed forces that you are commanding are in the homeland. Very wise decision. So the commander-in-chief of the armed forces is General Igwe Butuza. So why is Nigeria panicking? Our system is a workable system. Very, very important. Then lastly, not the least anyway, he made you to understand, he made us to understand that the Biafran president, the president of Biafra, may not necessarily come from the Igbo-speaking Biafra because they are the highest in population. No, they have designed a formula whereby each state, each state will come as one, send a representative to represent them in Ebube. It is these people that are forming the representatives of the 40 states that is going to vote for the president of the nation, Biafra. So in other words, the president is not going to go by the population, because if it was to go by the population, I don't think every other national or every other ethnic in that Biafran region can be able to get the president. And that is the best of the best that they have come up with. Very, very important. So what do you have to say about that? What are your thoughts? What are your contributions with all these things that you heard? Okay, and if you have questions to ask, you can ask. If we are in a position to respond to that, I will respond to that. If I can't respond to that, then we'll send it to the government to respond to you. Very, very important. So you can join us on the studio. Click the link and join us, or you call the number that is on the screen, +258 +258 87 569 2392. Follow us on Facebook as well, and follow us on Twitter as well as on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go now and subscribe. Very, very important. Rage and Fury, you're already here. Thank you for joining us. Today is our fundraising. Rage and Fury. Rage, good morning from here. You are welcome to the questionnaire. You are audible. You have the mic. Rage, can you hear me?
Okay.
Ndewo.
Yeah, I am muted. Okay, can you hear me now?
No, you are not. I can hear you. Go ahead. You're
Can
welcome.
you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. Thank you very much.
I can
Good
hear
morning from
you.
my
Go
location.
ahead.
Okay, I am speaking already. Good morning, Otutuoma.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you very
Ndewo,
much, my
Chineke.
Udewo. Thank you very much, my beloved brother David Unana, for the great work that you are doing, and you have really broken it down and to every man's understanding. I must commend you for that. Please, Biafrans, I need you to share the program. It's very educative and at the same time very informative. Our people need to hear it, and we will also employ every media platform to also break it down to make this message go around to explain it to our people in the way it is explained here.
Yes.
First of all, my greetings go to all the honorable sons and daughters of Biafra all over the world, and to our leaders from Dimo Dimego Juku, Philip Effiong, Rafo Wazirike for the role he played as well before he was betrayed. I also want to thank our beloved leader, Mazim Nadikano, and Yohamadike, one of Biafra, as well as his son, his disciple, our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Epa, Honorable, and so our acting Prime Minister, His Excellency Ogechukwu Kere, for standing tall and brave in the midst of threats and intimidation. Special greetings to all the entire Biafra Defense Forces and the leadership, to all the personnel, all their cooks, any member of the Biafra Defense Forces, and every armed group that is under these Biafra Defense Forces that are defending the babies, the children, the women, the youth, the old fathers and mothers of Biafra. Our special thanks goes to them from the Urhobo speaking state of Biafra. As a matter of fact, everything you said here, and before I move forward, actually, there's something I want to tell Biafrans. Behold a noble, a true, and a genuine Biafran here in Mazi David Nana. Thank you so much, sir. You are such an example for Biafrans to follow.
Ndewo.
How many Biafrans can actually be like you? You know, when we were at the airspace yesterday, some things happened. I will give thanks to God. You know, this thing, ask question, ask question, ask question. I make Prime Minister assign somebody behind Agujegbe to give him a very heavy knock. It was not easy.
Rage.
My brother,
Rage, you're coming.
uh, my brother, then
My God.
your own was better because you asked three good, powerful, beautiful questions before the fourth one nearly, nearly went wrong. What about me that asked only one? And not only one I asked. Now, Mumu one.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. And we were corrected. We were corrected. You know, how many people have the heart after that correction to still resume to their duty post and do the right thing? How many of your friends? Kamada Russell. Kamada
Oh
Russell,
my
how do
God.
you think that? Upon all the backlash, upon all the promotion, you are a true son of Biafra. Thank you very much, sir. You are an
Ndewo.
example to the younger generation of Biafra. We need to emulate you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And I can't really thank you enough.
Ndewo, Rage.
Because sometimes I am humbled seeing you this morning online. I say, wow, what a man. Thank you so much, sir. And what we are explaining from the chairman of the Chief of Defense Council, Honorable Minister
Yes.
Success. Yeah, this really
Yes,
explained the kind of government the Biafra nation is going. You know, we have always spoken about confederation, but in the real sense of
yes,
confederation, people do not really understand what confederation is all about. You understand? So explaining this regionalization really explains what confederation is truly about. You understand? So it makes governance. It put governance in the hands of the people, not just in the center. It does not concentrate power with the center. You understand? So this is what I've really come to understand about this whole thing, and this is truly confederation. You understand? So, but few questions that I would have
yes.
loved to ask is that the number one questions: does it mean that the way it is now, that every region has the power to build stuff like probably federal roads, to build seaport, international airport, or are these things in exclusive list like it is in Nigeria? That is one question I would have loved to ask. And the second question would be, what in a situation whereby a certain region fails to develop due to bad leadership in that region? What is the role of the central government to see to it that there is development in such regions? So I don't know if you can quickly answer these questions before I proceed. Thank you very much.
Okay. Number one, to my best of knowledge, it is in Nigeria that you have a exclusive and inclusive and exclusive list, right?
Yeah.
Biafran government is all about development for their people. It's people oriented. Unless the government of Biafra now comes and tell us otherwise, that oh, they will have exclusive and non-exclusive, then but with what our chairman of defense council explained, he said that every region, you don't expect the center to come and do for you what you can do for yourself. Okay, in other words, from his explanation, it means that if you can give infrastructure to your people, you don't expect the federal to come and do it for you. The federal will now be in a position to act as checkmates. If you are people elect, of course, with the way it is structured, if your people elect you and you did not perform, your people will take you out immediately. So I don't think we are going to witness a Nigerian structure in Biafra. I don't think it's going to happen, because the way the government have structured it, it made it in a way that the government is close to the people, to your family, to your kindred, to your community, to your district, and to your state. So it means that every person will be contributory to the decision making of his region. Very, very important. So that is the only way I can answer it in that way,
Okay.
unless the government says otherwise. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Like, I just want to still add a little. What in a situation whereby the regions appoint their leaders, but the leader is not performing well, but the region try to remove the leader, but a lot of some of our people will still come into Biafra with this Nigerian mentality, whereby they will use the regional police to protect themselves against the people. In such situation, what is the role of the central government to make sure that there is
That is what,
orderliness and
yes, you see, that is why the law, we are not going to be a lawless state. Our prime minister have already said that times without number, and such questions have been asked about to him. One thing he said, that Nigeria can never be like Biafra. We can never practice Nigeria in Biafra. In other words, we are going to be a lawful state. We, whatever the Biafran people, the Biafran government, call it the functionaries, the political leaders, those you are going to elect into public offices, they must abide by the constitution of the land. And it is those people that elected them. If you cannot perform, the people will take you away. But if the people are unable to take you away, which I don't think that that will be the case, the center is also there in order to checkmate the inability of the people appointed to perform their duties in their various regions. So I think everything will be taken care of when the time comes.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. The last question I want to ask you is that do you have the knowledge if the central government has any plan for uniform development in all the regions in Biafra?
I don't have that knowledge. The Biafran government we have the last say on that. I don't have that knowledge at all. Thank
Okay.
you. But I want to ask you, I want you to just tell me, what do you feel about a situation whereby, just like what I just read, or you had it from the Biafran Defense Council chief, when he said that the president of Biafra will not necessarily come from the Igbo speaking Biafra. What do you have to say about that, with the process put in place for that?
Of course, that is the true confederationalism. I don't know if that English is correct, but that is the real confederation. So it gives everyone the sense of belonging. It gives everyone the opportunity to be involved, to have direct access to the government, you understand, to feel that sense of belonging and this sense of marginalization that we have experienced over the years in Nigeria. I think this will eradicate it,
Yeah,
you understand. So this is why we say Biafra is going to be a light to the world, you understand. Biafra is going to be a light to the world. To
yes.
those that think that Biafra is war or something or whatever, fighting, having internal fighting. Biafra is not going to be like that because Biafra will be a nation that is governed by laws, you understand? So Biafra is,
Yes.
our people really need to wake up. Let us, you want to say something? Our people need to wake up so that
Yeah,
can
that's
you
a,
still hear me?
yes, I
Can
can.
you?
I can hear you.
Okay. So our people really need to wake up. Let us make this dream a reality. Let us have a nation that will be a light example to all African nations. You understand? That we carry every ethnicity, every tribe, every region along. Because I can't really understand why people should be minority in their own land. That is exactly what you find under Nigeria. And I've always said it to our people that a nation or a situation whereby there will be good healthcare system for our people, a nation where there will be good roads for our people, where there will be 24/7 electricity with affordable tariff, where there will be standard schools for all our children, whereby Americans can come to Biafra to study. People from UK, from Finland, from Europe, from Ghana, from all over Africa can come to Biafra land, can send their children to Biafra land to study as a result of the standard of this in Africa. In hospitals.
Oh, we lost him. Network has kicked him out. Yes, so Biafra is going to be a nation that will be emulated by all. The issue of marginalization will not arise in Biafra because the Biafran Republic government in exile and that of the de facto in the homeland have put measures in place to make sure that every region is well represented when it comes in terms of developmental projects and in terms of decision making. So a situation whereby, oh, they will now think that Igbo will marginalize the rest of the regions is not going to happen, because the government of Biafra is well structured for the benefit of the general public. Very, very important. Rage, you're back.
Hello,
Rage, you're
Wanchineke, can
welcome.
you hear me? Okay,
Yes, I
thank you.
can
I
hear
was
you.
kicked
Welcome
out.
back.
I
Okay,
was kicked
sorry
out.
for
Thank you
that.
very much. So,
Yeah,
uh, a nation where we can have standard hospital, where people from all over the world can come and treat themselves in Biafra land. A nation where we can have standard school, where people from all over the world can send their children to come and study. A nation where there will be security, where foreigners can come and feel safe as if they are in their homes. That nation is possible in Biafra, but not under Nigeria that we see today. So this is why we keep advising our people, support this Biafra freedom, because when you look at the template, the kind of governance that Biafra is going to have, you will see that Biafra is going to be a light to the world. So you that is still fighting against the freedom of Biafra, it simply means you are fighting against a better life for your children, because some of you that are fighting, sabotaging, doing everything to stop the coming of Biafra, you are only thinking about yourself because you have useless your life. It seems like there is no hope for you. But if truly you have children, this is why I get so worried thinking about the likes of Madam Raphael Ajairi. God just blessed him with a beautiful, handsome baby boy. You understand? Nandi. So if he really thinks of the future of that boy, this sabotage that he does, he will not be doing it. You understand? Because he will think about that baby. He
yes,
will think about a future for that child. As for him, he must have useless himself, probably involved in different things from tout, motopark, agbero. He find himself, he redeemed, became a pastor, he redeemed, scams people, drew people, lied to people with prophecy, deceived people, probably must have even slept with people wives like they usually, pastors usually do in Nigeria, and all of those things. So to him, he might have useless himself, and he doesn't really believe that he has any hope. What about that little baby, Nandi? Nandi that all of us love, you understand? Do you think about him before you do all this sabotage? Saboteurs have no peace. Saboteurs have no peace of mind. Look at Ugo 247 that we all revered. Ugo 247 that we all respected. Ugo 247 that was once the pride of Biafrans, because he sabotage. He put on a beautiful cloth, but even inside that beautiful cloth, he is looking so sick. He is looking so pale. He is looking so disturbed. He is looking so unpeaceful. Saboteurs have no peace. Why are you fighting against the future of your children? Why are you fighting against the future of our little girls, who's today the only thing that they find, the only what they are doing is hook up. It's either to sleep with one allergy, to sleep with one old politician that is old enough to be their great grandfather, just for the sake of money to take care of themselves. Why are you fighting against the future for our? Do you know how many girls under Nigeria are having ulcer problem? Ulcer is as a result of hunger. You want to eat, but you don't have to eat. You don't have the food to eat it on time. So when you delay eating, it leads to ulcer. You that is fighting against the freedom of Biafra, this is what you want our guests to continue in. You that is fighting against the freedom of Biafra, you want our young boys to be involved in internet fraudster called Yahoo. You want our young boys to dupe white people, Oyibo, that have worked so hard for their money, and they use, obtain by trick, they use diabolic power to defraud these people in the name of internet fraudster. After they succeed in doing that, our married women with children, because of the hunger in the land, because they cannot survive, their husband cannot put food on the table, they will go and sleep with all these little boys, married women with children, just to get money to put food on the table for their children and their babies. You that is fighting against the freedom of Biafra, this is what you want to continue. And we say no to this. We say no to this. Stop now. It is time for you to stop. Have a rethink. Think about the future of our children. Think about the future of our women. Think about the future of our little girls. Left to us, the guys, the men, whatever life throws at us, we accept. But what about our little girls? What about our daughters? What about our women? If death comes today, will you be proud that you are living in Nigeria where your women, your daughters will be safe? Will you be proud? This is why we speak for Biafra. This is why we fight for Biafra. This is why we give the little. I'm the lowest giver. I give 50 cents. It's not that I have. If I had enough, I would still give enough in this movement. This is my inspiration. This is my motivation. Our little daughters, our little girls, our women. We want a nation where they can feel safe, even when we are gone, when we are not here. We still have that belief that they will be safe. Nobody's coming to rape them. Nobody's coming to cut their stomach open, the pregnant women. Nobody's coming to harass them. Nobody is going to subject them to a very hard condition of living, whereby all they could do to survive is to sleep with one grandfather so as to have money to put food on the table. These are the things. These are the things we are fighting against, and this is why we are fighting for the freedom of Biafra. Today is another opportunity to write your name in gold. Today is another opportunity to fundraise in support of the defense of our babies in Biafra land, in defense of our women and children in Biafra land, in support of the defense for our civilian populace, especially the Christians upon whom this Islamic jihadist terrorist war has been declared. This is another opportunity for you to write your name in gold. Come to the fundraising and donate your widow's mite. It will go a long way to protect our people, to defend our land. So that being said, I will still say that Biafra is going to be
Great.
light. Sir,
Yes. There is something you said which is very, very important. When you were making reference to Madam Van 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 and all these things that he's doing will affect his son or his children in the nearest future, that took us back to Nnamdi Azikiwe, his sabotage against Ojukwu. And that is a stigma to that family name. That took us to Ukpabiasika and Ife Ajuna. Whenever these names are mentioned, what comes to our people's mind is sabotage. And you can imagine this guy, Madam Van Van Van, he has a son. And he has known at this particular time to sabotage this government. What future is he preparing for this child? Because when he is no longer here, that child will grow up to understand that the father sabotage was among those who were fighting against the freedom of his people. You made a very important point there. Remember Unyamoto as well. So any child that the father did not do well, did not support this freedom at this time, especially when the father is vocal to be against the freedom, he is going to receive unpleasant responses from Biafran. They will use it against the child when he grows up. So you made a very important point there, and I wish Van 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 can deviate from what he's doing because it will eventually affect that son of his.
thank
That's the
you.
point I just want to make there.
Thank you so much, my brother. Whenever we are extending our greetings, there is a reason why we mention Ralph Uwazirike. We greet all the leaders without a comma, but when we get to him, there is a little comma. We love him for the fact that he reawake the consciousness of freedom. He reignited the fire of freedom. But along the way, he sabotaged because he was betrayed by our people. That is a stain on his part. In spite of the beautiful work, of the great work he did, but for the fact that at the end he sabotaged, he still has that stain. So let everybody beware. And to those, according to the Bible, that let he that thinks that he stands take heed lest he fall. You that is still standing today, don't be proud, don't be so boastful, because you don't know what tomorrow holds for you. Pray to God to guide you, to lead you, so that you can remain steadfast until freedom is achieved. So that being said, I will still say to our people that supporting your freedom is the best thing to do. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. That kingdom of God is freedom and its righteousness, and every other thing will follow. When you have freedom, like I've always said, every other thing will follow. When you have freedom, you will have the opportunity to provide the best security for your people. The reason why you see pot of crimes being committed in Biafra land today is that the Biafra Defense Forces, because we are here to achieve freedom, they still have confrontation. They cannot really defend our people totally because a lot of forces are working against them, ranging from the Fulani terrorists, the RAG, and the Nigeria terrorists in uniform. You understand? But if we have freedom now, these people will not have access to disrupt our security. So what am I trying to say? When you have freedom, every other good thing follow. Security follow. Development follow. Good relationship with nations follow. Every other good thing you think of in this world follows. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Seek ye first freedom. Then every other thing, every other good thing that you need in this life will follow. So you supporting the freedom of Biafra, you are doing the right thing. Investing in the freedom of Biafra, you are doing the right thing. Don't be weary. Don't be discouraged. A lot of things will be thrown at you. People will call you name. They will insult you. Who have they not insulted? Ojukwu used his father money to fund the war. Yet people still insulted him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did his best. He lost a lot of people, fathers, mother, loved ones, relations. Today he's languishing in DSS dungeon. People still insult him. Simon Ekpa left all the luxury, the good life, a very handsome man, a huge man, a young man that will come around and girls, babes will throw themselves at him. He left all of those luxuries just to fight for freedom for us. People are still insulting him. People still call him names. Look at the acting prime minister, a very well-to-do man, a well-established man in America. He has American citizen. He has the good life. If he decides to live all his life and his family, entire generation, move all his village people to America, he can do it. But he brought out himself for people like us who cannot speak for ourselves, who do not have the money to fight for our freedom. But look at the insult that is taken from people that are begging before they can eat today. So you will be called names. This is why I commended my brother David earlier, that who can be like David Unana, who can be corrected, who can have such backlash that David Unana had in the space yesterday, and can still resume to duty to fight, to speak for the freedom of Biafra. Thank you very much, my brother. But before I yield, as my custom is, I will still do this one. Biafra bilo kero reho yoya, to neve gresere, onye ukbavo notisi wa bona, Biafra mina, Obilo. Biafra mobilo kerore oyoye. Ubene regresere. Onye ukpofo notisi Africa. Biafra mina. Biafra obilo. Biafra bilo kerore oyoye. Niavo. Ubene regresere. Onye ukpofo notisi wa woman. Biafra mina. Obilo. Onye ukpofo notisi wa Africa. Biafra mina. Obilo. Onye ukpofo notisi wa bona. Biafra mina. Obilo. Obilo, Biafra obilo, Biafra mobilo, obilo, Biafra my nobilo, obilo. Biafra is shining like the morning sun. This is one light that the enemy has rejected. And this light is one light that is going to save the world. This light is one light that is going to save Africa. This light, Biafra, is one light that is going to save our people. Biafra is shining. Even right there in Washington, D.C., Biafra is shining. Is shining. Right there in Europe, Biafra is shining. In Asia, in Africa, even in Nigeria, Biafra is shining. This is one light that will save the world. Biafra is shining. Thank you very much. I yield the mic here, my dear brother Mazi David Unana. My name is Raging Fury, aka Udewo Uwachineke. I'm a proud Isoko speaking Biafra, and I love my nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rage Fury from the Isoko Urhobo Aziz of the United States of Biafra.
How you
It's
doing?
really wonderful to have you on our space and in my platform this morning. Thank you so much for that wonderful rendition of yours. Biafra is the light of the world, and there is no two ways about it. Biafra will be the beacon of hope for the black race in this world. And that is the reason why we are doing everything within our power to make sure that we do all that is necessary for Biafra to be restored. Thank you, Rage and Fury, for being part of this program. I really appreciate you. Wonderful Biafrans and lovers of freedom, thank you for being part of this program. That was Rage and Fury. Rage and Fury have said it all. Biafra is a spirit. Biafra is a spirit. Once you are for Biafra, you are for Biafra. If you are not for Biafra, you are not for Biafra. There is no way you can pretend being for Biafra. It is not possible. So Biafra have a special spirit, and people that come for Biafra, there is special spirit in them. Okay? It is not a spirit of envy, jealousy, or hatred. No. It is a spirit of uprightness. Okay? It is nobody doesn't make a mistake. Okay? Mistake. In fact, if you are going to school and you don't fail your maths, or maybe you are solving a problem, you find out that you failed that problem. Is that the end of the maths? No. What you do, you take that problem to the teacher and say, teacher, I did not understand this, the solution. I did not understand the how do you say it? The method. Yes, the method to solve this particular math. Please, can you reteach me? Can you enlighten me more? And when that teacher enlightens you more, you become perfect in it. So when you are walking, just like a baby that just started walking, when you are walking you're trying to stand up, you must have to fall. When you are walking, you have to fall. And when you fall, next time you are putting your step out there forward, you'll be strong enough to withstand any shaking on your way. So when issues happen, the ability for you to use your number 6 is very, very important. Very, very important. I am not the kind of person that I am egocentric. No. Egocentric? No. If you make mistake, you move on. You move on. You don't allow your mistake to dampen your spirit, to bring you down. No. In the process of the mistake, you are perfecting your way to the next stage. Okay? So we humans, we are prone to be, to make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we move ahead and we try to resolve the issues that led to that mistake. So that is who we are. And I'm so happy that is how I am. I don't take offense for things that are not really offensive. Okay? If you are directed on what to do, you do it. You take precaution so that next time you don't fall a victim of the same issue that you were spoken about some time ago. So that is how it is, and I really appreciate that correction. Okay, now I want us to understand that the government of Biafra is doing everything for the freedom of the Biafran people. Okay, our acting prime minister is working assiduously to make sure that the recognition of Biafra comes very fast. Yesterday, you heard what he was saying, his meetings in Washington, D.C., how it used to go, his interaction with our prime minister. So he is actually putting in everything that need to be put in place for Biafra restoration and Biafra recognition. And what he needs from us is only support. And that support will be appreciated in a Gemma in the morning, a Gemma in the afternoon, a Gemma in the night. So I want you to understand that. So thank you so much, my wonderful people, for being part of this program. So if you want to join us, you still have opportunity to join us and make your submission. I want you to, laugh small. I want us to, enjoy ourselves with this comic relief.
You say for boy make I for hand ka fast dent. For kono na ka dum to ni na nyo sa ohuma ko to ti an sa no we make cosmos. Nsa what you do for hand ka. O share ka o dum mo ni na nyo. I ari me pa sha pekwa na api. Jai what you do fast dent. Yeah? If you call you know you feel this. How would you call jo? Hey. Chuka bia mo gun ekem here. And we are president, all the very bullshit desk. What if you want to con desk? I compose is good if only says is good if process there. No, you matter, we catch you go.
Oh my God, I want you to listen to his English. This is just for comic relief. I want you people to listen very attentively to this English that he was speaking here. He mixed English with the Hausa and Yoruba and Igbo at the same time. Then he turned them, and you cannot even make any sense out of what he's saying. Just listen to it very, very well.
You say for boy make I for hand ka fast dent. For kono na ka dum to ni na nyo sa ohuma ko to ti an sa no we make cosmos. Nsa what you do for hand ka. O share ka o dum mo ni na nyo. I ari me pa sha pekwa na api. Jai what you do fast dent. Yeah? If you call you know you feel this. How would you call jo? Hey. Chuka bia mo gun ekem here. And we are president, all the very bullshit desk. What if you want to con desk? I compose is good if only says is good if process there. Oh, you might have. We catch you go.
This guy. He himself also acknowledged that the English itself that he was speaking is very funny. His English is very funny.
You
Once
say
again,
for boy make I
I
for
want you
hand
to
ka
join us
president.
and make your
For kono na ko
contribution.
dum to ni na nyo. So ohuma ko to ti an sa no we make custom yes. Nsa what you do for hand ka. O share ka o dum ni na nyo. I ari me pa sha ko na api. Zai what you do fast dance, yeah? If you call you know you feel this is. How would you call jo? Hey, so kwa bia ma ogun e kere me yeah? And what actually that we are president all the very bullshit this. What if you want to con this? I compose is good if only says is good if says there. Oh, you might have we catch you go.
Oh my God. So thank you so much for Biafrans. Thank you for being part of this program this morning. I'll also play you the what our leader Mazin Nandekan said.
People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place. Tell me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a house peasant.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans. This is the 11th day of November 2024. And I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state police, and every arm carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the middle belt where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of them are today, many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
The solution to sustain the security that we have in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breeds. Today is yet another day to make sure that Nigeria never breeds. Make sure you join the fundraising, the donation towards the evening today, Saturday, so that we continue to make sure that Nigeria never breeds in our land. Very, very important. So I really appreciate every one of you that was part of this program this morning. And I salute our leader, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. I salute our Prime Minister, Maazị Simon Ekpa Njoku. I salute the Acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. I also appreciate every one of you that have been part of this broadcast this morning. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama be with each and every one of you. I salute the Biafran Defense Forces for their protection of our land and our women and children. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please try as much as possible to do so. Like and share our videos so that people can get the information that we are here to pass. Thank you so much. And see you next time. Goodbye from here.